Good afternoon. It's a Trigger, Rich Bontrager, back on Thursday, getting closer and closer to the Standout Summit 2023. Coming up on January the 30th through February the 3rd. Amazing guest lineup. We've been doing interviews with many of the speakers the last 2 weeks. We have one final interview coming up tomorrow, but today I just want to talk about standing out, showing yourself. And one of the conversations I had earlier today was very insightful and want to pass it on because the whole idea of this Standout Summit really is about elevating you, your brand, making your presence known. And we are going to cover the gambit with the amazing speakers we're going to have. In fact, I'm going to show you here in 1 second some of the lineup that we have coming up because that lineup is extremely packed full of talent and people. In fact, there it is right there. This is Shannon, and Shannon Peel is going to be the co-host. She's the creator of the Standout Summit. She is going to be with us for about the 5 days. We're going to co-host that together, have a lot of fun and a lot of amazing guests, as I'm going to show you right here. And then I'm going to talk about more. I'm going to give you a great tip here today about helping yourself stand out from the crowd, from the audience. Also, we're going to have Lillian Sue, and we're going to have James Lipskin. They're also going to be part of the hosting team as well. And they have amazing content to share. Both of them have been on the show. So make sure you watch the reruns, or I'm going to show you one way to get access to them. Jordan, great to see you here today. Thanks for the little chime. These are some of the other people. We have Alona is going to be on tomorrow's show. We're going to talk about what she's bringing to the stage on how to scale and stand out. Go bigger and scale and have greater impact. Lisa Fredrickson's been on the show. We're going to have Gabriella Waterman, Earl, and Chuck, Bonnie, Carolyn, Daniel, and we have some surprise people still to come. We're not telling you everything here because we want you to show up. Now, this is great. This is on the Market Appeal website. In fact, I'm going to drop that into the chat right now so you can go learn about this yourself as well. Drop in, go explore it, register for it. But these are the past episodes that we've been doing on 2 p.m. Live to showcase some of these. Go check this out. If you missed some of the episodes, you want to go definitely take a look and a listen and see some of the past episodes. And you're going to have, like, this is only $25 for a week long, a 2-hour session every day, bite-sized nuggets, great content. And then you're going to have the live events, panels, interviews, videos, replay. We also going to have a booklet made, a magazine type booklet made for this event that you'll get action, so much more. You don't want to miss that. So please come and join us for the Standout Summit. Now, I want to get back to giving you a tip today on how to better stand out. And as I started the show here today, this comes from an early conversation in the day with somebody else. We were talking about marketing, branding, obviously. We were talking about media. And this person said, well, one of the coolest things about you, Rich, is your trigger. And I said, okay, great, thank you. And they said, no, the idea of Trigger Bontrager or Rich Trigger Bontrager, you stand out. There's no one else with that brand name. There's no one else has got that. And she was discussing and saying how I'm thinking how celebrities have a unique brand name, not their real name. They have a stage name. Early in my radio broadcast years, I had a stage name, Jay Strider. That was the original trigger, okay? Way back in my early broadcast. Partly you do it because you want to pop. You want to have something unique. I took just the letter J and put it with Strider from Lord of the Rings, one of my favorite characters. And I was Jay Strider on the radio late at night playing your country favorite hits. And that was part of the original brand of what I created. And then Trigger came out from a whole different reason, and that has stuck. We had this conversation about what if she was looking at branding and what if I came up with my own distinctiveness instead of my regular name, because she's used her name, but changing it to be more, like The Rock. You have Sting. There's many artists that have gone to one name identity or a very short name. What does that do for you? It helps you stand out from the crowd. It's easy to Google. If you do a website that's just trigger.com, it would stand out because Google loves those short searches. When I'm Rich Trigger Bond Trigger, or people just talk about Trigger, that's why I did 2 p.m. with the Trigger. 2 p.m. with the Trigger, it's going to be searchable. It's going to be findable a lot faster. So that branding name that you have for you is very important. Don't just fly through the discussion of what you're going to brand yourself. It should be an identifier of what you do. The identifier is so importantly. You see the image on social media of me. I'm usually in a broadcast studio. I'm usually in a setting where there's a microphone in my face. I made it very clear and intentional that I'm the broadcast guy you want to work with, who will coach you, who will help you shine on camera and shine on stage, help you elevate your brand. That's what I'm all about. But Trigger helps those analytics get found quicker and faster. When you go to my website, boom, it's all there. When you go to my LinkedIn, it's all there. So think about what you're branding your company as. Is a really long name. Is it something that really doesn't explain or highlight you, the personality? Because again, as you've heard many times, you are the brand, which we're going to talk about during the summit. Every one of our speakers is going to wrap it around to you being the brand, and we're going to help you stand out further and further. But let's just peel back the onion a little bit. Before they get to know you, what do they know about you by your brand identity, by that brand name? Rock the Stage Media was intentionally picked because I like my rock and roll, and it's going to be a fun time when you work with me and we get you shining on camera. You're going to rock the microphone, rock the podcast, whatever it is. And that just catches on and catches on. What are you doing with your brand name identity, with your own? If you are the brand, like Trigger is the brand. People hire me to speak at conferences. People hire me to MC events, to host events. So Trigger really is the persona, the brand. Rich Bontrager gets to come along. But how are you positioning yourself to separate? If you have a name like Williams or Smith or Jones, I highly recommend finding something else. Jones Brother Plumbing. It may be true. It very well may be true. But can you come up with something else that's going to pop and grab and hold and be memorable and searchable as people do things? Back in my baseball years, when I was working with a baseball team, there was a City Auto Glass was the name of the company. City Auto Glass. And City Auto Glass was one of our sponsors, and they literally sponsored the foul ball pitches. Every time you ding one off, foul ball, foul ball. So we got into their little microphone pitch was City Auto Glass, and we'd rattle off their phone number. Every time the ball goes wing and hits a car, and we did break a couple windshields along the way. But people began to chant and recite the phone number that we were saying on the PA. So everyone knew City Auto Glass, and everyone knew the telephone number. It was so easy to remember. It worked. That number also, when you search it on the internet, led you right to the company. They used their telephone number to be the brand identity to get you to call them for car repair, shattered, broken windows. You can do this on any company, in any business, for any brand, anywhere. But the question is, what are you actually going to do with it? Now, I also do want to share with you today that, again, tonight, we have an opportunity to come have some fun with us. Tonight, we're going to be open mic again. Open mic is a meetup group that I host. It's a great time to come in and practice your speaking skills. We have different themes, different ideas of what we're going to get into. And tonight, we are going to get into your elevator pitch. What's that short little phrase, that short little thing that attracts people, and they know this is what you're about? And the elevator pitch can be worked out in so many different ways. So tonight we're going to be on Meetup, and you can join us at 7 o'clock Eastern time and engage with the group. And tonight we're going to be talking about that short little hook. My hook, my elevator pitch is very simple. I hope you shine on camera and shine on stage so you can elevate your brand authority, and you'll be seen as a go-to speaker or go-to expert. or go to whatever you are. But that's what I do. And that's what we're going to be teaching tonight of how you can crystallize that phrase really well. It all falls into the same thing that we're talking about with the Go-To Summit. We're trying to give you skills and insights to better help you shine and break free from all the noise out there. So you don't want to miss the Standout Summit. And if you have any questions, go to rockstagemedia.com. There's links there to join these events, be a part of it all. Just go to the event tab and drop down. You'll find out more about that. And you can always email me, rich@richbontrager.net, to ask other questions and learn more about the services that we offer to help you shine brighter and brighter. Come back tomorrow. We have one final interview, one final guest from the stand-up lineup, and we are going to highlight her tomorrow afternoon. And then to register, get involved, make sure you join this Standout Summit. It is an amazing lineup. We've been bragging about it for weeks now, and now it's time for you to come and join us on January 30th. I'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. with The Trigger for my live interview and another guest. Until then, keep rocking the stage